Oh, that's right. You're trying to eliminate stress right now. Yeah.
I figure like if I have my bills paid and enough that I'm putting away for the future, right? Then like everything else, like I mean, more money obviously would be better, but
What's
like
your most expensive hobby other than jiu-jitsu?
jiu-jitsu, that's the only thing I do. Also, like I travel for work, so I
Right.
don't travel.
Yeah, I did the same thing
For
when I used
fun.
to travel for work. Yeah, I'd be like, we're gonna go on vacation.
Yeah,
Or, like,
so like I don't travel for fun, but I travel for jiu-jitsu. So like I'll go to
Yeah.
Masters Worlds, I'll go to Asia Open,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. I was averaging like a surfboard and a half a year, like probably like two every 3 years. But I'm not like I have a 4-year-old now, so I'm not surfing.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a longboard. Like longboards don't matter; they're all the same, right? I'm surfing like chest high waves, so it's like my longboard's probably 6 years old now.
Wow.
And then I had another one that's even older, but you know when you take out a kid, you want it's a 10-footer. So I take out the 10-foot board with him, and it's like I'm probably gonna have to get like a 11 or just like a thicker one because he's getting bigger.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
about pushing mid-30s pounds. But it's like yeah, like I haven't bought a surfboard since we moved back, and we moved back 2 years ago. I haven't bought a surfboard since. So I'm like, I don't know, I don't really have hobbies. Fucking boring. I gotta get into this foiling thing you're doing, man.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I see people. I mean, it looks obsessive.
Yeah. The only reason why we didn't start earlier is because I wanted to do 3 downwind runs this morning while the wind was still before the tide came up and the wind was good.
The barrier to entry on that, though, like what is a foil board run nowadays?
Brand new or just to get into the sport?
This both.
Oh, if you want to get in the sport, you can get good used stuff for anywhere from 800 to 1,000. So like the price of a brand new longboard.
Okay, so that's reasonable. Okay.
Yeah. But if you want the top of the line brand new, you're looking at 3,500.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not 3,500. I can scrape up $800. You know, when I was surfing a lot, I would always look on like it was Craigslist. Now it's like Facebook Market. Everyone uses.
Yeah.
But I would look at Craigslist, and there would always be some guy that you could tell they didn't know what they were doing. They spent all the money on a new board. They realized they couldn't surf.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, you could sniper some good stuff off of there.
Yeah. That happens a lot in foiling too.
Okay.
Like people, they start off with a board too small.
Okay.
Right. And then they're like, oh, I want to sell this thing and get a beginner board. Yeah.
You're like, gotcha.
Yeah. I check it every day for foil stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I scored a carbon fiber board back when they were brand new and they were selling for $1,500.
Yeah,
I scored
yeah.
one of those for like $600
Oh,
once.
jeez.
But I surfed it like maybe 10 times. Turn around sold it. I was like, I didn't like it was too much pop. Like it held too much, and then it would just like
Yeah,
release.
carbon doesn't flex
Yeah.
as well as, or
Yeah.
it depends how they lay it up, but yeah, it doesn't flex as well as.
I didn't like. I could have put the time in. It was a cool board, but it was just at the time I was like all potty and like this epoxy thing. These guys are idiots.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you recording it, Jesse? Oh, you were recording all that? Oh, sick.
Hobbies is a good way to start.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do anything other than foiling?
Jiu-jitsu, man.
Jiu-jitsu?
I mean, that was my goal, was surf all day, jiu-jitsu all night.
Those are life goals. Those are good life goals.
I'm trying to think. As of right now, no. Especially since I live on the North Shore right now. It's so good every day.
That's a good. It's a good place to surf and jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you start jujitsu at with Mike Fowler?
Yeah. My first class was over there. Yeah.
What year was that?
2014.
And then you got your black belt in 2020?
2020.
2021?
Wait, I just got my first stripe, so it would have been 2022.
2022. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 7 years, 11 months.
Oh, you like tracked it. I think I was a purple belt for that long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you were like Ronin for I don't know how long.
I moved a lot. I travel a lot. I just didn't have like a full-time gym.
Yeah.
And that works against you. There's a lot of guys that are stuck in gym. But yeah, I think I got my purple belt in 12, 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you were purple like before I even started.
I was purple belt a really long time. Like I just got stuck there. Like everyone I started with, everyone around my generation, they were all black belts. I'm like, I'm still a purple belt. Completely sandbag. They're like, oh, this guy again. Okay, but I spent like the bare minimum time at brown belt, so
Oh, yeah.
kind of evened out.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
When you opened Silver Fox, what was that transition like? So, like when you talk about like why gyms break up or why like why people are going this way or that way, it's like money's always one, ego's always one.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I would think like, and I've never created a black belt from scratch, but I would think as a black belt that owns a gym, you would want to create black belts that can lead programs.
Uh-huh.
I think like Mike, it seems like Mike does that quite a bit. What was that transition when you were training at North Shore Jiu Jitsu, and then you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna open my own spot," and like, talk me through that.
Sure. Oh man. So like I was maybe like 2 months into training when I was a white belt, and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
That
And
bug bit you early.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but not just. I mean, I just knew I wanted to do jiu-jitsu for the rest of my life. But I was a purple belt when I actually opened up Silver Fox.
Okay, what year was that?
2000. Well, January 20th of 2020 was our official first day of business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could kind of like been eyeing this spot where we are at now, and didn't really like pull the trigger on it. You know, went and looked at the building, whatever. Had kind of done a little bit of planning, but I started teaching like private lessons, seeking out people that that want to do privates, and then I got laid off from my job, my regular full-time job, and then I was like,
that's motivation.
yeah, and I remember when my boss was actually letting me go, I was like, yes, I was like pumping my fist in celebration because there's no way I didn't have the balls back then to like quit on my own,
That would be a big step. I wouldn't quit my job now. I'd be scared.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna try it. Trying to open up my own thing. Yeah.
So as a purple belt, you were like, I'm gonna open a gym. You told Mike, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, you have to at that point. You need a black belt to come in and
promote people and do all
all
that kind of stuff.
What did he say? How did he take it? What was his?
He was like, go for it. Yeah, 100%. He's like,
that's good to hear. Did he help you like set the program up and get organized? No, he was just like, just go do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of got. I mean, he's so busy with his own gym. He travels a lot. And whatever, I don't want to talk about it here, but whatever side things he has going on, he's busy with that. So yeah,
it's like you're grown up.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good way. Like, if you've given the person enough tools, they should be able to build themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, he certainly gave me some advice. Anytime I had questions, he was always there for me. But I would say like 98% of it was all me, and it's gonna be like that, for whoever decides they want to go and do something like that. That's the way it's gonna be.
I think like anytime I've asked him for advice, he's gone. To me, I feel like he's taken his time, gone out of his way, even if it's only for 20 minutes in class or like grab lunch after class. But he's always been able to sit down and talk to me, like, "Hey, man, I'm working on this, or I've been talking about this." And it's not always jujitsu. Sometimes it's like, "Hey, how did you set this up as a nonprofit?" Because North Shore Jiu-Jitsu Club was a nonprofit. Is it still a nonprofit?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know.
But yeah, just getting advice from people, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." I was like, "Imagine if I trained under you full time, I'd get a little more mentorship. That'd be cool." And then you're like, "Nah, he just do it."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But there's Chris Nita, right? Chris, obviously. He's the head of the jiu-jitsu program at Hawaii Judo Academy. Right. He got his black belt well before I did.
Okay.
And then Joel teaches over at North Shore Jiu-Jitsu, and so does Lucas. And we were kind of like, we were all training partners. Pretty much, we're like really, really tight. We traveled together.
Kind of came up.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris probably started 2009.
He definitely started way before us.
Right. Then Joe was probably 2 years after that, maybe 10, 11. So you guys were all kind of the same. What about Lucas?
Same. Lucas. Okay. Yeah, it was like 2 years.
Okay.
Okay. And so I don't know if it was intentional by Coach Mike, but his teaching or whatever he passes on to us allows us all to communicate our jiu-jitsu to other people.
Oh, that's really cool. Lucas is probably the heaviest of all of you. Maybe Joe now. Joe put on some
maybe,
weight.
yeah.
Some good weight. He's like looking muscular now.
Yeah.
He used to fight at like 130 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Like, how do you fight at 130?
Yeah, he said he was gonna. He was worried about being skinny fat.
So I mean, but like you guys had a room of probably 20, 25 pounds at most difference, and you all kind of came up together. That's like a recipe for success.
Yeah, I'd
right
say
there.
even less than 20 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I think when you get those rooms where everyone's around the same skill level, around the same size, it's like it's breeding grounds
Super
for
helpful,
excellence.
yeah.
The competitive spirit. That's cool.
That's what I tell people. Like if you're looking for a gym and whatnot, like you don't need this. You don't need 80 people, to be successful at jiu-jitsu, whatever that means to you. I tell people you just need a group of 4, including yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the mix? Like just any 4 people your
As long
size?
as they're dedicated, I would say, and what I mean by that is you have the same level of dedication.
Okay.
Right? You don't need to be trying to be a world champion, right? But you can't have somebody trying to be a world champion and somebody that just shows up once a week.
Yeah. So back then, you guys were all pushing each other hard. You guys all were competing. So I'm assuming you all wanted to be like the best in the world.
I think everybody that does. No, I was definitely in my age and weight. Yes,
Okay.
I would like to, be competitive at that level.
So how old were you when you started? So you were
34.
Oh, that's kind of already too late.
Yeah.
To go win a world championship.
At least adults, yeah.
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 I was talking with Radamano a couple days ago, and he is. You sparred with him, trained with him.
Yeah.
So he's like mid 50s,
Mm-hmm.
and he just moved up to, I don't know, what's that bracket, master, like 20 or something.
Oh, really?
whatever the next age is.
He's like probably a master 7 or something.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's the mid 50 bracket.
Yeah.
Six or 7, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to fight. And it's like, you make your weight, you fight in your age bracket, and that's the best of the best people that show up. He's training for Asia Open and Worlds.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, because you're never going to win adult Worlds.
Yeah.
And like, it'd be cool to win a Masters Worlds, but like, it doesn't mean anywhere near as much as Worlds.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
I would take a blue belt Worlds over a black belt Masters Worlds.
Yeah, if we're
Let's just be honest.
If we're going to CGI, that's what I'm taking.
So
Sure.
it's kind of like one of those things where that's the best realistic you can do, but like you still want to be the best in your demographic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of CGI, did you watch? Have you been keeping up with what's been going on with Craig Jones and the trials in Australia? And then he got like arrested in Flow or something like that, escorted off the property.
Yeah. A little bit. I know. I don't know. I know Levi's obviously on Guile's team. Like Kit Dale did something special over their trials.
So I watched some of it when it came on, and I reviewed some of the matches. So I think Declan Moody like just kind of dominated, but he's a monster. He's I don't know 100 kilos something. He's big.
Really?
He's big. He's strong. He takes everyone's back. He hooked the guy. Like he's good everywhere. So he was like the unanimous choice, and then this other guy, I didn't know who he was. Bilal Etriat, something like that. But his guard was crazy. I was watching. He pulled guard in almost all the matches. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, and he's big. But Kit Dale apparently, like, they called him the day before or something. Like, hey, someone dropped out. You want to train? Kit Dale's 38 years old, 39 years old, something like that. And you remember when, like, he was like the only Australian black belt.
Yeah.
And he would make all these like real controversial videos, like you don't need to drill, and like Galval was like just like you're an idiot. But he came in and he had showing. If you scored those matches, he was passing guys guard. He was getting dominant positions. He just didn't tap any. And I'm like,
how far did he make it?
So they did like a round robin.
Okay.
Everyone fought everyone.
Oh, okay.
But Kit Dale wasn't like he wasn't one of the invitees. He was like in a trials before the trials. So he fought like 3 matches or 4 matches before the trial started, and it was like the same time.
Oh wow!
It was like go fight and then like grab some water and like let's start the trials. So I don't know. He fought a ton of matches that day.
Wow!
And then and he did good. I was watching him. I thought you were gonna get whacked, but he did amazing. I'm like, if I was 38 years old and I was passing these young guys guards, and he probably didn't train for this thing.
Yeah. He doesn't compete anymore. Really.
I haven't heard his name on a competitive circuit in like I don't know how long. Maybe he's competing in Australia, but like he ain't doing it international. So whatever he did, I was like, wow, that's.
So did he end up making their team or no?
No. So okay. it was Declan Moody and this other guy Bilal Itriat. I don't know.
Were they only fighting? Was that only for one weight class? It
was for the top 2.
Oh,
so
okay.
they're 88 and they're 99 kilo.
Okay. Do they already have 66 and 77 filled?
Yeah. Okay. So CGI they did the wild card thing, and he took Hokage. Fabricio,
wow.
Yeah,
Fabricio Andre.
Yeah. So he took him as the wild card, right? And then he had Levi, and then you remember the guy who heel hooked Victor Hugo? It was like first round. He did it like the first minute. The guy's name was Lucas Kennard.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So that guy's on the team.
Okay.
So I mean, like you do something like that, cool. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What is Fabricio's? What Alliance?
I don't know.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I didn't realize wild card meant like anybody from anywhere.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the way they were talking initially. It was like I thought it was gonna be an Australian and an Asian guy. I was Do you know Daiki Yonikuro? He's one of Japan's top guys.
No.
I was kind of like Daiki should be the guy. He's super exciting. Every time the name came up, I would like post on Instagram like Daiki, and then they're like, oh, okay, cool. But I mean, like Hokage is a monster, so you can't really.
Wow.
Be mad at it.
Yeah, that guy's good.
And then the B team just announced they're taking Victor Hugo for their.
I saw that. Yeah,
that's crazy. Didn't him and Nicky Rod just fight?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is sizing up to be really good.
Huh. I wonder if they're betting on the big people smashing the little people.
I don't know. You've heard how they're doing the matchups, right?
No.
Oh, what?
No,
it's like the craziest tournament. It's like almost like WWE style. So you have your team.
Okay.
And you just send your first guy out.
Okay.
No weight class, no nothing. Just whoever
Right.
you send out. Winner stays.
Okay.
So the coach then has like a minute to figure out, I don't know, whatever. He has a time limit to send out the next guy.
Okay.
So like you don't even know the lineup. You don't have to have a lineup. You just have to send out your first guy. So then you just strategize for who you think you can beat that guy. Like we're gonna get some wild matchups.
That's cool. Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Is it one long round, or they're doing the 3 5-minute rounds?
I'm not sure. I didn't see exactly what the rules are. But when I heard that format, I'm like, this is gonna be insane. You're gonna get like the 66 versus the like 120 kilo guy. It's gonna be crazy.
Eventually, yeah. It has to happen.
I'm like, Craig Jones might be the most like brilliant evil scientist guy in jiu-jitsu promotion ever. Like, I think it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And then you saw the thing on where he got escorted out of flow.
Yeah, he broke a picture or something. That's hilarious.
The conspiracy theorist in me thinks that was set up. It has to be, right?
Could have been, but the problem with like setting stuff like that up these days is if you get caught that it was a setup, like then you just lose everybody forever. You know, it's probably less risky to do it real than it is to set it up, I think.
Like Craig Jones seems so calculated in the way he presents himself versus like what his actions are. I don't think he would. I don't know. Maybe I think it was set up.
You think
maybe.
so? I mean, he could. I mean, he could have had one of his goons just call Flo and be like, "Hey, if we decide to smash a picture, what are you guys gonna do?" You know?
Maybe. Yeah.
And then, we'd probably call security. Okay, bye. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, Flo must love it. Like,
just the press.
Yeah, totally.
Like, the guy's he's so funny. That sense of humor he has is so good. It's like, oh man, genius. He's genius.
Yeah. So yeah, the marketing he does and the way he attacks it is something very, very unique, very smart.
I would like to see the behind the scenes as they like plan their day, like what they're gonna shoot and what they're gonna have, because some of it is like it's almost too good, or some of it's almost like I think this was set up, but I don't know, whatever. Have you kept up with what happened at B Team with J-Rod?
A little bit. I know, like it was something super duper weird.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. Like all the information that's come out is like, I don't want to say it's correct behavior, but it sounds like 20-year-old, bad decision behavior.
Bad decisions.
And, but, when you're like at the front of the line in the gym and whatnot. And
he is a leader in that gym,
Yeah.
right? Like you're ADCC silver medalist.
And if there are rules at that gym and he broke them, then, then he's got to go.
Yeah. I think it's such a sensitive subject because, and like we don't have the whole story. It could be worse than it is. It could be less than what it was presented. But like there's some boundaries and some lines that like really seem like they got crossed. But the way that the B Team handled it, where they're like zero tolerance.
Yeah, you're out.
We cut you off. Like you're done. J-Rod had seminars in Hawaii. And a lot of the gyms here were like, "Hey, we can't have you at this time."
Oh, really? I didn't know.
He was supposed to be here like soon. I don't know if he's still coming to Hawaii or not.
Oh, okay. But you mean while he was here?
No, he was supposed to come down. To
Oh,
Hawaii. I don't
recently.
think he's here yet.
Okay.
But he comes to Hawaii every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the gyms were like, "Hey, we can't do this." And from what I heard, he was like, "Yeah, no, I understand. Like like I made some mistakes and I'm gonna try to be accountable for it. So that's like a pretty stand up thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you remember a couple years back with Cyborg had
Yeah.
the guys, and then he like was at the gym, and then they kind of covered it up, and then he went to another gym, and they covered up, and then he fled to Brazil or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And, like that's such a hard like what do you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like B team was just like, no, like you're out of the gym, like this is not something that we're okay with. I think that's the better way to handle it.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because I read the article. I just read it right before I came in, but I guess the ex-girlfriend from J-Rod, she contacted his brother, who's Nick Rodriguez, right? And if it's your brother, like there's definitely conflict of interest. Like you're gonna back your brother unless you really don't like him, unless you're Gordon and Nicky Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to back what he did, right?
Right.
But you know, back him in the sense of like support him while he's going through this stuff. Yeah.
So like I think that backstory has some juice behind it. We're gonna see how it plays out, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I don't think anyone would not support their family member in a time of needs in some capacity, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and he should support him. It's his brother.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So I think like because he's a part owner. Nick Rodriguez, part owner.
I thought so.
I think so.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
So it's interesting that even though like that's his brother and he owns the gym, he's like, hey, sorry, dude, like you gotta go. I think that's a really good example. So
Sure.
like I think at any gym, like you have something like that going on, it's like, hey, you can't train here anymore. Like, best of luck, but like we don't do these type of things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like that at your gym you've been at? You don't have to say names.
I mean, like you see things that maybe you wouldn't do from your own moral perspective, but like, is it wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. I think, so like Dewey Doan always talks about it, right? Like the responsibility of a black belt, like you have a position of authority. It's even more so as a gym owner.
Right.
But like people are looking up to you in what should be a safe space.
Correct.
Because like jiu-jitsu is kind of creepy from the outside. Like you're like,
hey,
two people you're touching people, rolling the ground. Like especially if you're new and like there's some boundaries. And then if you throw in the opposite gender or whatever else, like there's some awkwardness and there's some like I wouldn't do this in public with you, but but in this gym, like hey, I'm gonna close my guard on you. Like it's weird. I don't know. Like I set my own boundaries based on how I feel about things, and I try to keep it as like above level as possible. I see other people do things that for me I wouldn't do, but I don't think it's definitely not illegal, but it's definitely not like on my moral scope of what I would do. But I'm not judging them because like I've seen people fall in love in jiu-jitsu and get married and have great lives, and I'm like, well, that probably wouldn't have happened if they didn't meet in the gym. So I don't know. Do you have anything that you like kind of like this is how I do it, this is how I solve the problem?
I think, well, I try to talk about it. I don't have like a written policy, but I try to talk to the students about it, you know, as a male in jiu-jitsu, right? It's just by the laws of nature that women and men have no control over, that men are stronger than women, right?
Yeah. Same size, same weight, you're probably stronger.
Correct, right? So one of your goals as a jiu-jitsu athlete, a male jiu-jitsu athlete, is that women should always feel safe rolling with you.
Okay.
Right. So you don't want to like pick them up and throw them on the ground. You know, maybe you don't want to, you know, do the hand over the mouth thing. You know, if you're like you're in the heat of this jiu-jitsu exchange, you know, if you feel your hand go any place remotely that would be considered inappropriate in another situation, immediately, you know, switch off to something else.
I mean, if you think about just like breaking the guard or like the seatbelt position, like your hand's kind of in a place you wouldn't put it normally.
Yeah. So just stuff like that, you know, if I can at least get them thinking about it, you know, that's a start. And that's then good. But as far as like, it's tough when it comes to like that emotional things, you know, you just can't have a creeper in the gym.
Like just in general, you can't have a creeper.
Yeah. And if you're wondering, like, so what is a creeper in the gym exactly? Right?
It's weird. Like, it's like, where is the, like, you're interested, but you're respectful, and then you're a creeper.
I'm trying to
open to interpretation. Here's what I have. I have a rule for myself.
Okay.
Unless you're a famous woman, like famous jiu-jitsu woman, I will not ask you to roll until you've asked me twice.
Okay.
Like if you're somebody that like I watch your videos and like I watch you compete and you know I'm a fan of you. Like this might be my only chance to roll with like you know my Sabastos or something. Like I'm gonna ask because I don't want to miss this opportunity, right? Like that's really cool. But if you're just somebody that trains jujitsu, I won't ask until you ask me twice. Because the first time you might do it and be like, I don't like rolling with that guy. And I don't want to be like, oh, we're friends now. But if you ask me twice, that means you at some capacity you were like, you're okay with it. Then I'll start to ask. And I've had people, women, be like, you never asked me to roll, and I'm like, ask me. But then there's the black belt thing, right? Like, oh, can I ask? You know, I don't want to like no. So I think it's a weird place. So I think sometimes I miss out on training with people. But it's like safe. Like that's how I keep it. Like
keep it above water.
In the realm of like I'm not going to cross any lines or make it awkward for anybody. Because like if a black belt asked you to roll, there's places that were like you don't say no to black belts, which I don't agree with that either.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. No.
But there's places like that, and I don't want to put anyone in that situation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, rolling should be consensual amongst both people.
Yeah.
Right. And you should never feel bad to tell somebody, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't take offense if somebody says no, because I guarantee you somebody else wants to roll.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you have people that you don't roll with, or like warning signs? You're like, I'm not gonna roll with that guy.
Well, I own the gym, so no, I roll with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to avoid bigger people unless I know them, and I'll watch how people roll. But like, I avoid bigger people in general. If you're over like 165 and like you look like you're rolling hard, sometimes like not today, or like I kind of change how I do it. It'll be a very tight, aggressive game to keep myself safe.
Yeah, if I was at a different gym,
Yeah.
you know, and not in the owner instructor role, then yeah, I'd probably be more selective on my training partners for sure. Yeah.
So you had like a 300-pound guy come in and he's like, hey, you want to train? You'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If I ever a gym and there's a 300-pound guy, I'm not rolling with you. It's not going to happen. Go find someone near your size. Yeah, I'm always scared someone's going to fall on me, though.
Yeah, falling body weight. Yeah. Right, that's the -- way to get injured in any sport. Yeah.
I have a very irrational fear of it, though. Like, anyone falls. Like, don't touch me. It'll be like somebody else. I'm like, I'm training with this guy. I'm blocking someone over here.
That's funny.
Oh,
I'm gonna belly flop on you next time.
You'll see me just curl up in a ball and go to my safe space.
Yeah.
Oh man, what do you got lined up? Anything next for you?
Man, well, I think Naga's this weekend.
You got some guys fighting.
Yeah, I have. I think I have 3 4-year-olds fighting, and then a few of the other kids. And for some reason, I don't know why, like 6 or 7 of my adults decided to all sign up for this tournament, you know, and good for them.
Someone told me Russell Doan's competing.
He is.
When's the last time he competed at jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu tournament?
Yeah, just tournament, because he's done super fights, but like, when's the last time he entered a tournament?
I'm not even sure if he ever has.
Do you know what made him decide to compete?
I do.
You're not to say.
He wants to stay active in the jiu-jitsu scene.
Oh, okay.
That's
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Russell was the man. Like he had a few good years where he broke the top 10 in UFC.
I don't know if he broke the top 10, but the fact he was even there.
I mean, yeah.
He
was definitely a top fighter. I remember there was a point where he was like, he had some momentum going. He was beating some guys. He was getting up there.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing well. He has a very MMA like jiu-jitsu game, like the jiu-jitsu moves you would use in MMA. His execution of those techniques is like top notch.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about Kit Dale earlier, and he has that like very like not like old school jiu-jitsu, but very fundamentally sound like functional jiu-jitsu. He's not inverting. He's not anything crazy. Like I remember training with Russ, and it was the same moves, and he just did them too. And it was like the setups were the same setups, and he would just continually do it until he hit it. And I think like that's really good, even if it's not exciting. That's really good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's really good grappling.
Yeah, he's a tough roll.
Yeah,
man, he's good.
How did you build your game? Were you like learn everything? Were you like hyper focus on something?
Whatever looked cool, I'll try and replicate it.
Just all YouTube.
Yeah. I just love learning new techniques. So like when I was a blue belt, man, I used to know. I think I knew every single jiu-jitsu technique that there was. But and well, that certainly has some good things. Coach Mike would always tell me, and he was right. He was like, it's awesome that you know all these moves, but eventually your game is going to need to shrink. You know, yeah. So now I focus on just a very much smaller set of moves.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I filter it to like, do professionals hit it against professionals? If I don't see it like semi regularly, I don't even bother. Like I'll play with it for a week and be like, oh, okay, cool, I got it.
Yeah.
But then like I like the highlights. I'm probably never
Yeah,
I'm probably never gonna be able to
cool.
highlight anyone because I have the most boring game. But like in my own training, I just like, hey, we're gonna go with what works at the highest level. And I think like any sport, like free throws aren't exciting, but they win games.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. It's so. I mean, I see so many techniques now on social media. I'm just like, well, that dude's like not resisting at all. You know, that is not going to work.
So
you know?
TikTok's not a good place to learn jujitsu.
Not necessarily, no. And there'll be like freaking 4,000 likes on the thing, and I'm like, man, this move's not gonna work.
Are you doing social media for your gym where you're posting stuff like that? Because like Russell, he has a pretty good social media presence. He has some funny videos.
Oh yeah.
He's good.
I wouldn't show him to any kids, but no, they're hilarious. I love them.
Are you doing stuff like that? Are you putting like highlight moves or instructional stuff?
No, everything I try to put now, I try to show my work via social media. I try not to, technique, whatever, you can just come and talk to me about it and probably get much better understanding of it. I try to show what I'm built or building, and the people that are doing it as well and helping along the way.
Highlight the people, give the stories.
Yeah,
that's good. That's really good.
But I'll still repost, something funny.
I like the funny stuff. It definitely has its place, right? Like,
yeah.
I like to watch it. I don't know if I'm not doing certain avenues because I don't think I can pull it off. But I like watching it.
Yeah, it is fun to watch, but it's just entertainment.
Yeah. How do you treat like your competitors? You had a bunch of kids competing, but you have adults competing versus the people in your gym that are like they're coming for other reasons, whether it's a social exercise.
I don't treat them any differently.
All the same.
No. So we actually Saturdays is the competition class, and it's on Saturday on purpose.
Okay.
For two reasons. One is because most competitions are on Saturday, so we don't have to close the gym down. And then two is if you're showing up at Saturday, we're hoping that that you're dedicated.
Okay.
Right. So those are the ones that are going to benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, condition your body to fight when you would fight. Okay, that's good. Is that open to everybody? It's
open to everybody. Yeah.
Come down.
For the kids, it's recommended that they train at least twice a week because there's very little instruction in kids comp class.
Okay.
This is your assignment. Go do it.
How is the instruction or how is the class different comp class versus like a regular class?
Well, I don't teach the adult comp class. Brandon does. But for the kids one, it's like regular class, it's a little bit more a lot more direction, right? A lot more showing, right? Versus comp class is starting the single, you're down by 2, you need the takedown and you got to either submit or score some other way.
Okay.
Right?
So you set a scenario and then
they go and do it. Yeah.
You give them like quick warm ups and then like, okay, now we're just
no warm ups.
No warm ups, just straight into it.
Try to put them in the worst situation possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just like everyone gets the same scenarios and you just work through it, then switch scenarios, switch positions.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I think that and then like getting someone coached to understanding the points and everything, it's gonna build to the awareness. Like the jiu-jitsu matters, but also the gamesmanship matters.
Yeah.
In that case. Yeah. That's good. That's really good. How do you feel with this new like CLA ecological learning?
I like it.
I
like it.
Drilling.
Yeah, I like it.
Are you incorporating that then? I mean, situational that kind of is, right?
I forget the guy's name. I think it's like Rob Wolf. I could look it up on my phone if I wanted to, but he's kind of the guy that at least brought the ecological approach to sports.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then there was Greg Souders certainly wasn't the first, but he's definitely the most vocal.
Yeah.
About it, and probably done the best job getting the word out there.
He also had the Corbett brothers. So
Yeah.
Give me them machos. I need some stuff.
Yeah, 280, well, 180 cc qualifier.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But no, I like it a lot actually. I use some of their games. I like to mix it up with the kids, especially, you know. And I found on some things, it actually works a lot better than drilling. Not everything,
Right.
but a lot of things.
What would you think would be like your top 2 or 3? Like I would use ecological CLA versus I would use like drilling.
Sure. So this is kind of goes against the like a true ecological approach.
So you're not extreme.
No,
because Souders is like extreme.
Yeah. And even the guy, Rob Wolf, the guy that was kind of the first to bring it to sports, he said you have to pick one or the other. He said it's actually bad to live in the middle. I don't necessarily agree with that. Okay, but he said you have to have your North Star and you need to follow your North Star, like no matter what. But so I'm probably one that I'll just give you like takedowns. Right.
Yep.
So I saw this actually on the B Team channel. You score if you can pick your opponent's leg up off the ground, hold it there for 3 seconds. You score if you can make their hands touch the mat, and you score if you can basically get your arms underneath your partner's armpits and connect your hands. So it means you could be in the front or the back. Right. And
because those are all dominant positions.
Those are all dominants are set up to about to be a takedown. Right. Yeah. And so you can't. So those are the rules of the game. You need to score 3 points, and then you're allowed to finish the takedown.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time in like your setups and
and you can chain. You can go from the leg, right, from the single leg to the back,
right,
to putting the hands on the mat and then finish your takedown.
There's so much fluidity and the speed because you're already on your feet. Everyone kind of knows how to walk, right? Like you already have so many advantages versus being on your butt, being off your back. That's good.
And I don't know if that works so well because somebody designed it and I just stole it. Or if there's some characteristic about the activity or us as humans that makes it so effective. You know?
No, I mean that makes sense, right? Because teaching takedowns with drilling after a few reps, 10 reps maybe, if you're doing it correctly and you got someone actually working you through it, I mean, it really is the setups. It really is the hand fighting portion to get the body lock, to get your hands connected, to get to their waist, to trip them up a little bit. The guy I learned most of my initial judo from was so big on getting people off balance.
Yeah,
and Kazushi. The whole class, we barely threw. I mean, we threw each other, but compared to most gyms where it's like 10 Uchikomi throw, right? Like, we were probably doing a fifth of that. And it was so much of just setting stuff up. And that's how I learned initially judo. So like my entire game,
judo?
I do.
Yeah, so why are you always pulling guard?
I do both. I do both.
Just kidding. All right. Sorry.
But yeah, so the way I learned it was kind of, I mean, probably at the time was against everyone else's. This is how you learn judo. But I picked up so much fast, but then I think it hindered me later because I didn't have parts of my game that people were like, how do you not know how to do this? I'm like, I don't use it because the way I was getting guys to move, the way I was getting guys to be off balance, it led to certain techniques. So I would say like as far as execution, I probably got better quicker because I could hit the 2 moves I know how to do.
Right.
And I had all these cool setups for it. But then like, hey, show me how to do a uchimata. I was like, well, what? Yeah. Like that's the one where you like do this, you know? It was so weird because I had success in my first few, like, hey, why don't you go fight these guys? And I learned judo really just to be better at jujitsu. And I was like, I still to this day have like 2.5 moves. But like I'm good at those 2.
Yeah. If I could just foot sweep people all day, like
why do you need that stuff?
It's so effortless, and you can still knock somebody head over heels. You know, I think that throw is so cool.
I like the like when you hit a real clean one, and the guy just kind of
you can hear the
That's always a great feeling. My goal for the longest time was like I wanted to head over heels throw somebody, whether it's sail, whether it's a uchimata something. But in jiu-jitsu, the tayatoshi is just it's always there.
Oh, really?
Because we play hunched over, and in judo you can't.
Yeah,
play,
you're not allowed to hunch.
Yeah, you can't lean forward. But in jiu-jitsu, it's like that's the stance. So like I would try to hit these uchis. I would try. I mean, maybe a drop sail you could probably get under somebody, but like a regular seonagi in jiu-jitsu is like it's so hard to get someone to come
extremely
up.
risky.
Yeah, and then you get your back taken or something. And I was sitting on these tayatoshis on people, and they're like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, "But I want to do the one where you lift him up and throw him, and I want the picture where the guy's feet are in there." But never got it. I don't think the rule set makes it
doesn't.
Yeah, it makes it much
allow
harder
for it. Yeah.
Every time you see one, it's like, "Oh, did you see that throw?"
Yeah.
They're so rare. Whereas in like judo, you see them all the time.
Yeah. The rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize how many rules there were in judo. Oh my gosh. What are they? Shido? It's the penalty? Yeah. Like they give you one for everything.
Yeah. You know, with the entertainment factor.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Versus the martial art. Mm-hmm. So like judo's gone from like very effective martial art to like sport. But the sport
spectator friendly.
Yeah, the sport made it popular. Like it's Olympic sport. But like the stuff like where you can't grab the legs, or like you can't two on one break grips.
Right.
That's great for keeping the action going. Like just hard reset. If you don't get to throw, just hard reset. Let's stand back up.
Mm-hmm.
But then it takes away potentially from the effectiveness of the martial art.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So with that, all that background I just babbled. Like jiu-jitsu entering the mainstream, it needs to be more exciting.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna get jiu-jitsu into the Olympics, it needs to be more exciting.
I hope it doesn't become an Olympic sport.
But then, like with popularity becomes with the popularity comes money and sponsorships, and then bigger pool of athletics. Like
potentially, yeah.
So like there's positives and negatives, and I see guys they go either way. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, it'd be cool. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, but it'll make it crappy. Have you followed the SEA Games at all? Southeast Asia Games?
Oh yeah.
So they have their events coming up, right? They have different rule sets of like jujitsu or judo or whatever. But it's like all these, like some of them are like you can strike, some of them it's like partially wrestling, some of them are like sambo-ish, and they've modified the rules for different athletes. So you can enter like, oh, I want to do the combat jiu-jitsu one, like oh, I want to do like the judo stand-up with some groundwork going on. I want to do the one where like you can do the leg locks. It's really cool.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the precursor to getting it into the Olympics. They're playing with the rules to get the perfect or like the most favorable rule set. Like, hey, this is how we can actually promote this sport.
Yeah. Jessica Khan lost there, right? Didn't she lose there? Some girl from like the Philippines beat her.
She won 1 year, and then she missed weight 1 year. Okay. I think she lost the gold medal match 1 year. Yeah,
pretty sure. Yeah, she did. I know she did. I just don't know if but I think it was those games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she would go out there. She was the heavy favorite every time. I think the last one she went out, she missed weight, if I remember correctly.
And if she lost, I was wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there was a rule set that she wasn't used to or something.
Yeah. There was where was it? It was one of the like West Asian countries that they had the good wrestlers. They came in and there were guys that were like blue belts, but they were not blue belts. And they just out wrestled everyone.
Oh, really?
They did really good. And then there was a girl from the Philippines, not the girl Jessa fought, but this other girl. Her name was Maggie Ochoa. And I met her twice. She trains in Manila. I met her twice, and she was like crazy good. And it's like she was so scrappy, so scrambly, and she would just attack like nonstop. Her gas tank was just phenomenal. And I was like, you're so good at jiu-jitsu. But some of these places, I mean, just like, it's like Brazil, right? There's people that don't have the ability to travel and showcase themselves. And we don't know who they are because we're not paying attention to North America. We're paying attention to Brazil. But there's all these guys out there training.
Yeah.
Asian Open's coming up next month. In Japan.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
There's a ton of guys. Mono is sending I heard 20 competitors.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a ton of them. A bunch of their black belts are going out there. So having that discussion with them, like Asian Open is Asia's Worlds. Basically. I think it's a 4 or 5 day tournament now.
Yeah, it is.
And for us, we're like, yeah, but Worlds is Worlds, right? Like I want to win Pan Ams, but like for those guys, like traveling to Japan is like us traveling to Vegas, us traveling to California. That's all they can muster up. Like they're peaking for Asia Open. They've trained all year for Asian Open.
Yeah.
So it's cool to go out there and see those guys, like,
For sure.
especially the Hawaii guys go out there and like, okay, let's see what.
Have you been to that tournament?
I have.
before?
Yeah.
Where was it at the Budokan, Tokyo
Yeah,
Budokan?
that was the best one.
Yeah.
That was the best one. They moved it to Nagoya a couple years. What's in Nagoya?
How far is Nagoya?
Train ride, like an hour and change.
Oh,
On the
wow.
Shinkansen, the bullet train.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not crazy far. But it's kind of in the middle. You could fly into Nagoya also, but it's like between Osaka and Tokyo.
Okay.
So it's like most people are gonna fly into one of those. And go
What's in
into-
Nagoya? I'm thinking some type of sake.
So like for us, especially from Hawaii, we want to go to Japan. Like we want to eat some good food. We
Yeah,
want to drink
yeah.
some sake, right? We
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
see the sights. And the year I went, it was in Nagoya. There just wasn't anything around.
Really?
The venue was kind of far, so like there were hotels by the venue, but they sold out right away because that's their worlds, right? Like the guys, they signed up, they booked all the hotels, so we were far away. The train station from the venue was, I don't know, like a 20-minute walk, which isn't crazy.
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
you're competing,
Yeah.
sometimes you want to. Like, I was coaching that one. You want to go back to the room, and it was like, oh, that's so far away. And I was like, I hope they move it out of Nagoya, but I think everyone complained because they put it. It's in Chiba now, which at least it's like Tokyo-ish.
It's in Chiba?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
yeah. So I don't
That's
know if
even more that's more out of the way than Nagoya, isn't it?
It's close to Narita Airport, right? It's only 30 minutes from Narita Airport. But it has nothing to do in Chiba either.
No.
Like,
I mean, you can surf in Chiba, but even
Yeah.
that's not that great.
yeah, might go do that one day just to do it. We surfed on the east side where it hits the Pacific Ocean. We did that a couple times. That was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew some guys, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take you out there." It was cool. But the day we went out was like clean, maybe like shoulder high, but like
Oh,
just
nice.
clean.
Yeah.
5 guys in the water, which was cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But yeah, I'm glad at least it's closer to Tokyo. I think Nagoya was kind of a weird location. I just booked my room. I'm 40 minutes away from the venue right now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So close, but not super close. But everything right there was all sold out. And then the stuff that wasn't sold out was like $200 some a night. And I was like, I don't know. I was kind of like, this man.
I stayed in a hostel when I went.
Were you competing?
Yeah.
I stayed in a hostel?
Yeah.
Oh.
I went with the guys from Purebred from Guam.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so there's like
There was a
bunch
bunch
of
of you
us.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. By myself, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
I would not want to do that by
Yeah.
myself at all.
If you had some friends, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. I like the they have like the little capsule rooms or whatever. Like those are cool.
Yeah, you can go live inside an internet cafe in Japan.
Like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah, it's open 24 hours as long as you're paying for the whatever. Yeah,
But that's what I should do. Just go find an internet cafe. Just
oh
crash
yeah,
out.
get that on video.
I just sleep in the tournament. I was like, I always passed out on the side. I'm like a Tokyo businessman, right? Just sleep on the train. But yeah, that's coming up next month. I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of people going out there. Turn to the Japan vacation.
Yeah.
Wow.
What time we got? We got a few minutes here. All right. So what do we got coming up here on the Hawaii calendar?
We said Naga.
We said Naga, right?
Grappling Industries is
Grappling Industries.
July. Is it July?
I think it's
End of June.
June.
End of June. Yeah. Okay.
What do we know about them? Do we know anything?
I don't know much. I was asked to ref. I got to figure out if I'm gonna be available for it or not. But I think more tournaments here.
Like, what's
better.
their rule set?
I think it's
Do you know?
IBJJF.
Okay. Is it round robin?
That I don't
submission?
know. Yeah.
All right. Grappling Industries. Let us know.
Has anyone heard anything about the Submission Battleground tournament?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to get more info on that. See if they're gonna push that a little bit. That'd be cool. Get some guys out, especially if it's a ticket to the main show. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
When's the next Triple Crown?
Like, I think isn't Maui happening, but the next one here, I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna look that up. We should be more informed.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Jared Schaefer from Daisy Fresh. I don't know if you follow them at all. So Jared's college age young man.
Okay.
He just got into a major accident.
Oh.
The Daisy Fresh guys have all been putting out like donations. They made some shirts and some bracelets and stuff for him. And then CJ Murdoch, one of their really good black belts, said anyone who donates, he'll give private lessons.
Oh.
Same amount, like dollar for minute
Yeah,
amount.
yeah.
Anybody that's open to
Oh,
it
that's
that
nice of him.
can go to him. So Jared, like he's a young man. He was wrestling for a college in North Dakota, competing at jiu-jitsu. I met him a few times, just super nice, super good soul. The family just doesn't have the means to really deal with what they're dealing with, and it's really serious, like life altering. Even if he makes it through this, the rest of his life he's gonna have to deal with the injuries he sustained. So anyone in Hawaii, any island, and I will come to you. I'm gonna match that offer if you donate to them. And just follow one of the Daisy Fresh guys. If you donate to them, minute for dollar. Private lessons, cover anything. Hopefully, I know what I'm talking about. But like it's like someone in the jiu-jitsu community that really needs help.
Okay.
And even if he makes it through this, the recovery for him is life altering. He's
like maimed.
Yeah.
Oh man.
From what I've heard, like serious, the rest of his life type of things. Yeah. So just gonna put that out there. An offer stays open indefinitely for the rest forever.
Yeah. Cool.
We'll put the QR code or something.
Yeah.
The info in the link. Yeah.
What else we got?
The name we're gonna figure this name out.
Oh yeah. So
you want to tell them what happened with the name of the podcast?
yeah. So it turns out that Hyperlocal is a very popular name for other podcasts and bands on Spotify.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out a name.
Yeah. So we still need suggestions. Anything jiu-jitsu, Hawaii related. You got any ideas?
I do, but they're all on my phone. I don't want to go through my phone right now.
All right. So we're still looking for recommendations. Please in the comments. Whatever
guess who else? Who do you want to see? What do you guys want us to talk about?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Who do you guys want to see on the show? As long as they're willing to come on the show, we'll try. Who would be like your number one, number two? You got anyone particular in Hawaii you'd like to see?
Marcelo Garcia.
Oh, Marcelo number one.
Marcelo number one.
So don't count him because everyone's number one. Yeah.
I think Kai Garcia would be a very interesting one.
He would be good.
Yeah.
He would be really good.
But he's got some stories and some good things people should hear.
We were talking about Jeremy Nita coming on. So Jeremy, if you see this, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, for sure. We tried to get him today. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
He's committed to his gym, so good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No, that's it. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Unnamed Podcast signing off.